Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming in for another video. I am so glad you're here for another A-Listers installment. This is a series kind of about, I hate to overuse the word entrepreneur, but in a way that's what we are when we resell. It depends on what scale we take it to, of course. But all in all, that's what we are. We are entrepreneurs. Hey Bougie Bear, how are you, April? I'm glad you're here. Because basically we're taking a side hustle and we're making it work for ourselves, right? Many of us have also taken it full time. Many of us have been forced to do this. A lot of people started with eBay when they were laid off. And, as we all know, a job is not secure anymore. There is no such thing as security. I remember people telling me that when I got into teaching. Many of the veteran teachers would tell you, well, it's a secure job. And, once you have so many years in, 5 years, I believe is the cutoff, excuse me, they'll automatically renew your contract. That's not true. That's not true at all. And they can even go to your door that day at the beginning of your semester and tell you, hey, we really don't like the way you're yelling at the kids, because that happened to one of our teachers. She's been teaching 20 years at another district, but she was out of a job. So that job security is non-existent. We all know that. We all know that. So I would definitely call us entrepreneurs when we can take something and do something with it. And my question to you today is, what did you do this week? And I'm asking myself too, and I ask myself this all the time, especially during the summer when I really want to hone in on this business. I really want to make it better. I want to take it to another level, so to speak. Everybody talks about that other level, right? What did I do this week to make this happen for myself? How was I productive this week? What did I do every single day, at least every single day, to make my job better, my sales better, to make it not a job, maybe, to make it work for me, to make me proud of saying, this is what I do. I don't have to, brag about numbers or anything, but this is what I do. This is how I make a living. This is how I make an extra income. This has really sustained me through the hardships. It's helped me have mad money if that's what I want. And all of that. What have we done? I have to ask you guys that. I'm going to let you ponder that while I say hello to everyone. And I want you to answer me. I want you to answer me in the chat. What did you do this week to make it productive? Awesome. Awesome. That's good to hear, Sally. Sally's over there at Upside Down Picker. And, her and her clique over there, it's not a clique, it's a little, I'd like to say a little tribe over at Chick Picker's channel. I love, sometimes you don't even know I'm there, guys. I'm definitely a number one lurker, because I just want to have you in my background. Everything you do and say in that show inspires me. Everything, just about everything that someone says, I always take a little nugget from that show, Sally, and I hope you pass that on to your sister. She's the one that runs the show there. And Sally does have her own channel, guys, so be sure and subscribe to her. She's there, the Upside Down Picker. And everything that you don't say as well, Sally, like, I know you don't give away all your sources. How could you, right? So all of that is really important when we can think about what it is we did and what it is we didn't do this week to keep productive, to be productive. What did we do? I see Vanessa here. April was the first one. Thank you for being here. You focus more on listing and boosting my social media. Awesome, awesome. And you do such good work there, April. You take wonderful pictures. I love your pictures over on Instagram, and your daughter is beautiful. I love when you have her model those vintage outfits. They're beautiful. And, it's so important. It really is. Over on Instagram, you get a lot of followers that way. I know I have, and I've gotten them go to my Etsy or my Posh, or they look at something and they'll say, hey, I really like that. Is it still for sale? Is it still available? I've had people tell me just by their enthusiasm, and I've mentioned this before when I had one of those, I think it was Radiohead t-shirts. They were so excited about it, and I got so many likes. I was like, this must be a pretty good one, and I had just put a little video on it. I think I hadn't even listed it. So it kind of jarred me to, hey, look up the comps on this thing. I mean, it's not my era, right? So I didn't know the big following of the Radiohead or whatever. So it's something that you learn, actually. as well. Using that social media is such a learning tool. Adam, it's good to have you here. Guys, Adam is there too. Be sure and subscribe to him. He does wonderful videos on interviews. Let me take a drink of my really hot coffee that just came out. And, he's also doing reselling as a full-time position in order to have that free time to attain the freedom to concentrate on his health and all of that. Deb's Treasures is here. Kathleen at This and That. I think I saw Vanessa in here too. Deborah Eagle, you did some sourcing and started organizing. That's awesome. And I love hearing that because that's exactly what I need to do. I talked last week briefly, guys, because I was overwhelmed when I went into my hoarding area, which is the whole house, really, the whole house, except the upstairs because I never go up there. That's like my daughter's area, and that's where my kids were, and that's my husband's man cave is up there. I didn't want to go near that place. I didn't want to go in that cave because I know I want to sell everything in there. So I did do a lot of that here, and I did a lot of rethinking about sourcing, about listing. Someone left a very succinct and very true comment in my last video. A lot of your comments are just wonderful. I love them. I always get something out of them. But someone said, it sounds to me like you have a listing problem, not a sourcing problem. And that just broke it down to me so clearly, because yeah, that's true. I don't have a sourcing problem. I can stop sourcing when I want to stop, but I don't have to stop if I list what I have in front of me. And if I start realizing that I can change in the middle of the game, I don't have to say, hey, I've always loved to sell clothes. I'm going to keep selling clothes. I've always loved to sell jewelry. I'm going to keep selling jewelry. If there's a wane in there, why can't I look somewhere else? And like he said, I don't know if it was a he or her, I don't remember anymore now, but she said, the comment said, you have a listing problem. Tackle, and then someone else said, tackle what's at home and stay out of the stores. And both of them made sense to me in a lot of ways. I'm not going to stay out of the store. It's my therapy in so many ways. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but it is for me. But I am definitely honing in on one thing. I went, I think, to one thrift store, and that's very unlike me as well. I usually go to 2 or 3 in one day. I went to one. I went to the jewelry counter. I looked for the jars, found a couple of jars. Didn't find, I was looking for clothing for me. I'm tired of the clothes that I've been wearing, but I know I always find wonderful clothing. So I looked for some clothes for myself and I picked those up, but I didn't look where I know that I can't even access what I have in the garage right now because my husband has his 2 motorcycles in there. We're about to get to the really hot season. I actually let the really nice season pass me by. I actually have a Moschino, guys, an Italian designer Moschino dress in that garage that hasn't been listed. There's absolutely no excuse for that. But I'm glad to see that you guys are doing all kinds of things to hone in on your business and make it so much better. I'm getting ready to start listing, just have to get organized so I know what I have. Yes, Deborah Earl. That's what I want to do too. I did do some listing, and I think I told you last week I sold an iPod and an iPhone. My daughter must have 3 iPhones that either they don't work because she says they don't work, or they don't charge, or they're cracked or whatever. And I sold the iPod for $60-something, 2nd generation iPod. I sold the iPhone, and the iPhone has actually sold 2 times. First time they didn't pay me. The first time it sold for 80, second time it sold for about 75. But this one paid me and he's happy, so it was great. But they were sitting there in front of me as well, and I just hadn't tackled them because I'm too busy loving on jewelry. I love jewelry. I love jewelry, but I also have to realize there are thousands of things around me that are waiting for me to list. So that's what I also want you to take away today, is that if something is not working for you, don't be afraid to change lanes. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, Maggie Doodle, how are you? Debbie Kendall, how's it going? I said, oh, Debbie, you're so funny. That's the way to get me to talk to you with all those question marks. But I got to tell you, I don't always see everybody's name on there. I've missed some wonderful even super chats from some wonderful friends and everything because I don't even see them. The chat sometimes passes me by. So let me see who else is in here, guys. Maggie Doodle, Deb's Treasures, Red the Tamer, Debbie Kendall. That's a really cute emoji thing you did there. How do you guys do all those cute emojis? I still haven't found all of them. But anyway, let's get back to the business of being able to have that courage to change lanes. And like I said, I didn't like clothing. I thought I did. I love clothing. I love fashion, but I didn't like listing some certain items. But then I bought an abundance of them, and I have to list them, and I have to slash them now because they're getting shelfware. But jewelry does sell, guys. I don't want you to get me wrong. It does sell, but so do a lot of other things. And I have to have the courage to be able to say, well, this may not be selling right now. You know, maybe it would sell more during prom season or this and the other. I don't know. I'm still going to have it listed, but I'm also going to bring out that junk drawer and start listing that. I was watching a program the other day, and it was about an entrepreneur, if you want to call her that, dropped out of college, always had a mind for business, always wanted to own her own business. She loved fashion. And she did a hat business first, and she did it at the age of 19. And she had funding from her parents and whatnot, which is always wonderful, right? She had a little boutique, but she realized she had this dream, and the dream was actually holding her back because she kept thinking, I need to make a go of it. I want to sell hats. I want everyone to be wearing hats. I want it to be 1940 again, and I want to bring back that chic, wonderful aesthetic of a lady wearing a hat. Well, it didn't happen for her. But she also had started making jewelry and loved jewelry. And people were paying more attention to the jewelry in the counter than they were to her hats. And still she didn't see the light. She didn't see, the potential in the jewelry. So it took someone else to come and tell her, hey, I want to order some of this. I think it's, wonderful. You have a wonderful eye for this design. And it wasn't even silversmithing or anything like that. It was just crafted jewelry with natural stones, I believe. Well, she now runs a $1 billion company, and that's Kendra Scott. And I didn't even know they had originated in Austin. They did. And her story is very, very interesting in that way, that of course, what made her grow is not what made her start, right? That's a whole other concept for another show. But it's very, very interesting to note that she failed first. And she says, I'm not afraid of failure. I have seen it, and failure got me to where I am. If her hat business had not failed, she would not be running her $1 billion company right now with 75 stores nationwide. I think there might even be worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's the tenets that we have to take today, is that we need to have the courage to not be afraid to fail. We need to have the courage to keep looking at what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we can change it, because changing it does not mean that you fail. Let's see what Bougie says. She says, in the weeks to come, I'm going to focus on clothing, shoes, and handbags. My posh is almost all jewelry. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. And also because, what's so wonderful about posh is that you don't even have to relist. You don't have to sit there and nurse it like, some of the other apps. Even Macari, you have to nurse it. They will deactivate it. So you have to go back in, and with Posh, you don't. Now, you do have to share if you want to move things, but it's not mandatory. I did not share on Posh all the time. Granted, I'm selling more when I do share, and it doesn't have to be like a religious thing that you have to do it 3 times a day. 1 or 2 times, even out of the week, if you could do that. But listing more is just like sharing, because you're moving your things up. People are getting the notices, and they're sharing for you. So that's where all the followers and everything comes up. But that's a wonderful idea, to concentrate on that and moving from one direction to the other. Like just the other day, I was having interestingly, I always think about things that I don't think that people are interested in them, and then they are. Hey, Adam, thanks so much for that super chat. And what a cute sticker. I love it. I was having the auction the other night, and someone, I was kind of in a hurry last night because I wanted to have a dinner with my mother. So I rushed through it, and I did really well, not focusing on, way too long on a certain item, or trying to get someone to see what I saw in it, right? Because the jewelry should sell itself. If you're selling quality items, again, back to the product, if you're selling quality items, people will see it. And if they don't, then put it away, right? But someone asked me for bags, for clutch bags. And I kept thinking, clutch bags, I've always loved them. I think they're a classic. but I hesitate to bring them out even to Posh and other places because I feel like they're kind of maybe dated. Maybe people aren't interested in them. But when somebody asked me for them last night, and I was already signing off, so I couldn't bring them, but I'll bring them next time. And with that in my head now, I'm going to start pulling out my beautiful vintage clutches, my leather clutches from the 70s, and start listing those too, because now I realize someone is interested in that. And I didn't even know they could possibly be interested in a clutch bag, but they are. So that just goes to show, guys, how we really need to be open to other ideas. We really need to listen with our eyes and our ears and see what people are saying, see what people are asking about. I relayed the story to you about Kendra Scott. That's a huge, huge story. I think she did it in 16 years because with her failure with the other shops and so forth. But that happens a lot. I'm not saying it'll happen to us, but just if we can do something where we can make this our living, we are successful, we are productive. And back to being able to say, hey, I'm going to concentrate on this, even though this is what I love. Another story, and I'm going to have different types of people on my show that I'm having the summer series chat because I want to get I don't want to get the big YouTubers just because they're big YouTubers. I don't want to get the little YouTubers just because I want to help them grow. I'm asking people to be on my show because I feel like they have something to share that we can all learn from. The one guest that I'm having soon, she loves jewelry. She absolutely loves jewelry. She makes it. She thinks it's wonderful. But she found a product that she put in her store that took off. So she had to put the jewelry behind. She had to put the jewelry not behind, but on the back burner, basically, because that other product was making her money. So it's not just the big wigs over, in the entrepreneurial world that we love to admire and read about, but it's the everyday Joe that is struggling to make sales on YouTube, on eBay and Etsy and everywhere else. They're making those decisions too, and they're making the right decisions. That they're actually have the courage to say, I was wrong. I was wrong to just concentrate on jewelry. I was wrong to just concentrate on shoes. If they're not moving for you. Now, if the shoes are, there's many people that we follow on here that sell only shoes, that sell only books. They have found their niche. They have found a market for their niche. So let's just make that differential, the market for the niche and what we really love and are passionate about selling. Now, I'm not selling, go out there and sell, digital items that you know nothing about, but I'm just saying that be open to it. It's stormy here too, Vanessa. I hear the roaring already. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yes, the subscriptions are really glitchy, guys. Adam, I hope you have a wonderful time over in eBay Open. I have wanted to go to eBay Open long before there was YouTube, long before the first year. I think they've had it on my birthday for many, many times. They had it exactly on my birthday. I wanted that to be my birthday present for the longest time. So I hope you have a blast. But we need to get Adam over the 1,000 mark, guys. He is like a hair away. If you're not subscribed to Adam, please go and do that. Just scroll over there by his name. Adam, feel free to drop your link and subscribe to him. He does wonderful videos. Are very helpful. He brings us new ideas on business and business models and what people do. I'm going to show you some jewelry I got, and I forgot to show it to you last time. So I was looking for these jars, and then I said, oh my goodness, I forgot to show you guys this. Look at this, guys. This is just a big hunk of amethyst. I don't even know. I guess they made a bracelet out of it because it's got 3 hooks there. I think I paid, what does it say here? It says $7, but I think I was still getting a good discount. Well, I still get a good discount. That's another thing. Stop complaining. I need to stop complaining about everything. It's not your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. It's what I can do with the circumstances, right? So now I got a 5% list discount. Okay, well, I'll figure it out. But anyway, look, it's got like a hinge with little toggles made of leather, And this is so heavy. Maybe that was the only way they could keep it on. I'm not sure. But oh my gosh, it's so cold and beautiful. And all different shades of amethyst. Those are big. Those are about an inch, guys. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Aren't these gorgeous? Yeah, I got these out of the counter. And then here's another one because this one was 9, so I got it for about 7. But this one has lapis. God only knows what else. You guys are going to have to tell me. Let me show it to you on here. I always want to show you a little jewelry here on the A-listers. Even though it's not just about jewelry, guys. It's about reselling. That's what this whole channel is about. Thrifting, reselling, treasure hunting, entrepreneurship, enterprises. What we can do to make our life better by being productive. So, anyway, I'm not sure what the white is. I think that's tiger eye. This is definitely lapis. And the lights get lost in here. I don't know why. I need to work on my lighting. I really do. But that's a gorgeous piece. I really like it. I think this is signed. It's got a little heart on it. I don't know what it says. Let me see if I can read it while you look at that. It looks like it says Amanda. It's a heart and it says Amanda. I love it. I think it's so, so pretty. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Looks like about 40 people are here. Be sure and hit that thumbs up, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll do so. Oh, it's cute, huh? I hope you'll do so. I just want to leave you with a little bit of nuggets today. Again, about the courage to change, the confidence to accept your failures, not as failures, but as learning. You know, we all have failed. Like Tammy was telling us the other day in the chat we had, we've all bought duds. We've all bought something, oh, they're going to love it, and then they don't. And then somebody asked me for a clutch bag that I haven't pulled out in 10 years. You know, I mean, I may have some listed, but the ones that I had listed sold, and then I kind of just put them on the wayside. And when somebody else opens your eyes to that, I think it's really important that we heed that advice. You've been busy today, Kathleen? Good. Again, I'm trying to make my summer count. I really, really am. I don't have the luxury of being a full-time reseller. I want to. I really do. I have a few more years to put in teaching, and then I'm going to try to make this my business. And I think I can, but it's not enough to just think it. It has to be a productive mindset. It has to be, what did I do today? What did I do this week? Did I list a couple of things? Did I organize? Did I answer those emails from a customer? Did I look up comps to make sure I don't buy too many duds? Did I look to see what is selling, well for everyone on eBay? You can look those comps up. What's selling in clothing? What are the shirts that are hot right now? What are the shirts that aren't? Because things ebb and flow, as you know. Oh, good. That's good, Adam. I'm glad you made that trek. That's important. That's very important. My dad is buried about 500 miles away, so it couldn't be done this time, but we're going next week, I believe, out that way. But I did see my mom last night, and that's always fun. It really is. So that's what I wanted to leave you with today, guys. Again, what I'm doing, I asked you what you're doing, and I got a lot out of it. I really appreciate it. I didn't get to see the movie, Debs. I didn't. It got a little late on. We really were kind of nursing our oysters, and we didn't even have any drinks. Sometimes we have a couple of beers. Or they were having this couple next to us was having a watermelon daiquiri. It looked so amazing with a big old thing of watermelon. But we just enjoyed our time together as my sister and my mother and I. And we had a really good laugh, had a lot of hugs, and, and we live here, but we all live in the same city here. But my sister works a lot of hours. I do as well. So I had to take that time to do that. And that's another thing too, guys. Take the time to enjoy what you're working for, because you got to be happy doing this, or you won't do it. You will not do it if you are not happy. How are you, Mary Pelletier? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But again, and I keep thinking to myself, those comments that were left on my last video, they really hit home. Look and see what you have around you. Tackle those death piles. Keep sourcing if you're listing like Miss Sally over at Upside Down Picker. She's a machine. Her and her sister and her crew over there, they are machines and they get it done. And that's why I watch things like that. I keep them in the background. I don't want to waste too much of my time, having to watch something. But I do like listening to people that motivate me. I like reading books that motivate me when I get the chance. I'm reading a book right now, but I'm also going to make my day last longer. I'm going to start putting my alarm as if I was going to work across town, and realize that this is already we're already in the latter part of the month, right? Only have one whole month next month in July to really do everything that I wanted to do, which was to get organized, list all my death piles, get rid of the stuff that I'm not going to list. Another very, very good comment was from Deb herself. And she said she cleaned house. And she said it was hard when she did it. But she concentrated on what she could sell, what was selling for her, and what she enjoyed selling, instead of just buying everything only because it was a nickel and a dime. So all of those comments are so great. I really appreciate them. I hope you leave me some comments in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and subscribe, as I said before you leave. If you haven't, hit the bell as well. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoy the series that I'm bringing you of chats. I will have another one, I believe, Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm trying to line up a couple of people for the midweek as well. And they'll be at different hours. Most have been in the afternoon, but some may be in the evening. I'm trying to accommodate them, and it's only going to be for summer. So I think we will all learn from each other. We'll get to know some of the people that do what we do, whether it's creating content here, selling as well, or just enjoying life, right? I mean, that's really what it's all about. And I want to know how they do it. I want to know what makes them, what motivates them, what makes them tick. You guys have a wonderful one. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.